Full time here at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 4, Newcastle United 0. Just what we were looking for, just what we were hoping for. I mean, you couldn't really have picked a game to go much better. Goals for Ozil and Lacazette, who both sorely needed them, looked absolutely delighted to be on the score sheet. A really good game for Pepe, who not only scored but also had 2 assists. Aubameyang on the score sheet again, his first since his return from suspension, and another excellent performance at left back from Bukayo Saka. Dani Ceballos came into the midfield and I thought impressed. Ozil had a good overall game. Mustafi looked decent in defence. Delighted with the way the second half went. The first half, well, slightly less so. Newcastle, I think, threatened on the break and looked solid enough defensively. 3 centre-halves, packed in quite narrow, packed in quite tight, in a low block. Eddie Nketiah, the surprise starter at centre-forward. Arsenal slightly struggled, I think, to impose themselves in that first half. For me, some of that is down to the selection of Nketiah. I really think he's a terrific prospect, fantastic goal scorer. Not necessarily the striker I would want against a low block. Not necessarily a guy who can do what I think Lacazette offers in terms of hold-up play, in terms of link play. I know that's becoming an increasingly divisive opinion, but that is still my opinion. Nevertheless, the second half, let's concentrate on that because it was fantastic. We started the second half a lot better, a lot stronger. Some excellent work from Pepe on the right-hand side with a cutback for Nketiah, who probably should have scored, struck the bar. I feel for him. That's a big moment. You know, this would have been a great time to announce himself in the Premier League with a big goal at the Emirates Stadium to open the scoring. It didn't happen, but no worries. Pepe produced another fantastic bit of play. Good cross on the right-hand side. Aubameyang crept in from the left and scored with a header. It's a real conundrum, the Aubameyang situation. He is a fantastic goal scorer, as he showed today. And he spends a lot of his time in the left-back zone, chasing back, herring back, covering for Saka, covering for Xhaka. Is that the right use of his energy, of his athleticism? I somehow doubt it. And yet, playing from that left-hand side, he does find a lot of goal-scoring opportunity in that channel, in between, you know, often the fullback and the centre-half, in this instance, the right-sided centre-half and the central defender. Good header from him too, having got there on the cross. Then it was Pepe after sensational work from Saka on the left, played in by Aubameyang, a brilliant little turn, cut back, and Pepe swept it home, very like his goal against Manchester United, I think it was. Ozil, a fantastic move, every single Arsenal player involved in it. I think more passes than in any other Premier League goal this season. Not the best finish. I think Dubravka should have kept it out. Ozil looked a little bit embarrassed it went in, but look, we've asked for more productivity from him and we've got it with a goal. Well overdue and very welcome. And then what about Lacazette coming off the bench, tucking home the fourth, a slightly fortuitous finish, I think. I need to see it again on the replay, but it didn't look like the cleanest of hits. But honestly, as soon as he hit it, he turned around and you could see in his face he was delighted. He was over the moon. We've just had a chat with him now in the mixed zone, and he's not the most ebullient character. You know, he plays it very cool, but you could see it really meant a lot to him to score that goal. He'd been waiting a long time for it, and the celebrations from the fans, from the team, I mean, they absolutely jumped on top of him, and as they all left, he went back to the fans, beat his chest, thumped the badge. You know, it's not been an easy period for him. He's never quite faced anything like this in his career, and he has broken that duck now. He's got that goal. I think it'll be massive for him, and I think he could be back in the team as soon as Olympiacos. And with that confidence, maybe we'll see an improved player. We need it. We really do need more goals in this team. 4 today, 3 points. It's funny because I think what's happened with Manchester City will create a kind of pressure almost. You know, that 5th place, it suddenly means a lot more. And suddenly the Premier League, we can't quite write it off potentially. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects the remainder of the season. But I think a really good step today, a great start after the winter break. These players looked refreshed, re-energised. I don't mean so much physically as psychologically. And the scenes at full time, they were clearly over the moon with the way this played out. Just really pleased for Pepe, for Ozil, for Lacazette, players who really needed something today, and they got it. So credit to them, credit to Mikel Arteta. A word for Dani Ceballos as well, who I thought was very good, progressive in the midfield. Probably his best performance since that Burnley game. He very nearly left in the last week of the transfer window, but now he's here. We might get some use out of him. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Speak to you all soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.